okay, is far beyond our expectation.
It's the safest way of owning a house.
My mouth is full of appreciation to Federal Mortgage Bank.
The Act establishing the National Housing Fund Scheme allows every Nigerian adult with a source of income to contribute to the scheme. In fact, it is compulsory for employees of federal and state governments to do so. The Act, however, stipulates that all contributions made to the NHF scheme will be refunded to the contributor upon retirement, incapacitation, or death. In this episode of the program, we shall tell you all you need to know about the NHF refund process. This, together with our regular segments, will form our package tonight. Welcome again to another edition of Everyone Deserves a Home. I am Zulayhat Belagubir, your host. I'll be back after this short break to commence the episode fully. Stay tuned.
To improve transparency and accountability in managing the NHF funds, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has introduced *219#. *219# is a new way to know the status of your NHF contribution from anywhere. To use this service, dial *219#. Select 1 to update your contact detail. Press 2 to check your contribution status in any month up to the last 5 years. You can also use our mortgage calculator and bulletin board by selecting options 5 and 6 respectively. You can access other services by using direct shortcodes like *219*3# to retrieve your NHF number, *219*4*1# to check your last 5 transactions, and *219*4*2# to check your statement of account. No internet connection required, and it is available on all networks. *219#. Simpler, smarter, faster. Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Everyone deserves a home.
Welcome back. We take highlights of events at the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. In the lineup, Borno State Governor visits FMBN, seeks collaboration in delivering affordable housing in the state.
The Borno State Governor, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, has called on the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to collaborate with the state government in delivering affordable houses for the people of the state. Zulum stated this when he visited the bank's head office in Abuja. He said that the state wants to continue the collaboration it began with the previous management of the FMBN.
We want to see how we can collaborate with you to see how civil servants in Borno State will use this window of opportunity from your bank to earn these houses. I want you to now use this opportunity to see how we can bring back what we have started before. Inform the managing director and see how we can move ahead.
The Borno State Governor also said that the state government will make land available to the FMBN at no cost for housing projects. The Borno State Governor also congratulated the new management team of the FMBN on their appointment and wished them success in their duties. Managing Director, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Madu Hamman, on his part, assured the governor of the bank's readiness to collaborate with the state in delivering houses for workers.
As an organization, it sees a continuum, and where the last management left, we would take over from there and continue the engagement towards actualizing what the state governor wants to deliver. That is affordable housing for the citizens and the workers of Borno State.
The Managing Director, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Madu Hamman, has reiterated the commitment of the bank in ensuring that all contributors to the National Housing Fund scheme are given opportunities to benefit from the various products of the bank. He was speaking during the sensitization program on the National Housing Fund scheme organized by the FMBN, Apapa branch office, for officers and men of the Nigerian Army of the Headquarters Command Finance Office, Arakan Cantonment, Apapa, Lagos. The Managing Director was represented by the Executive Director, Business Development and Portfolio Management, Kingsley Chukuma.
I'm going to make a promise that as much as we have resumed office in full force, there are a lot of changes that are taking place in Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, which we will not rest until these things are achieved. If you must know, we are implementing the core banking, which in full force is going to kick off. And this is going to aid a lot of backlogs, a lot of issues that has been raised yet, most especially in the area of retirement. Those are key areas we must look at.
Earlier in his opening remark, the representative of the Commandant, Headquarters Command Finance Office, Arakan Cantonment, Deputy Commandant, Brigadier General I.I. Adamu, commended the FMBN for the program, which he said will further educate officers on how they can benefit from the numerous products of the bank.
All military personnel are automatic subscribers to the scheme, which they contribute 2.5% of their basic monthly salary. Even though enrollment into the Nigerian National Housing Fund is compulsory, military personnel rarely benefits from the loan scheme. The military personnel only waits till they retire from service to seek for the refund of their contributions. Therefore, this sensitization program was conceived due to lack of knowledge of the benefits of the National Housing Funds from the members of the Nigerian Armed Forces. Consequently, they need to educate personnel on the benefits and procedures of assessing loans and other products of the National Housing Funds cannot be overemphasized.
Branch Manager, FMBN, Apapa Office, Lagos, Mr. Simeon Agada, spoke on the topic Features and Benefits of National Housing Fund Scheme, where he outlined the different products of the bank. He called on the officers and men of the formation to key into any of the products the bank offers.
This scheme is open to any Nigerian who is working both in private sector or public sector, and you are earning up to 3,000 naira per annum. You are qualified to contribute to the scheme, and you contribute 2.5% of your salary into the scheme every month.
There was a question and answer segment which availed the Army officers the opportunity to seek clarification from staff of the FMBN.
Welcome back. The National Housing Fund Act 1992, establishing the NHF scheme, stipulates that contributors to the NHF scheme must be paid all contributions made upon retirement, and this must be done within 30 days of retirement. Unfortunately, many NHF contributors do not know that all their deductions are refundable whether or not they have benefited from a mortgage loan. In our next segment, Building Blocks, we will take you through all that you need to know about the NHF refund process. Stay with us.
Home ownership for every contributor of the National Housing Fund is the major objective of the scheme. So, from the time the contributor starts paying 2.5% of his or her income into that pool of funds, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria makes available home ownership opportunities through the provision of mortgages, construction loans, rent-to-own schemes, and many more. The contributor can also access home renovation loans while in service. After active service or upon retirement, the Act establishing the scheme, however, stipulates that all the contributions made into the National Housing Fund scheme shall be refunded.
NHF refund is a statutory requirement for NHF contributor. It is expected that having contributed for a period of time and one is retiring, either by age, which is 60 years old, or by service year, which is 35 years, whichever that comes early. So the applicant is expected to be refunded with an interest element of 2% on top of all the contributions.
Each of these categories of contributors must provide specific requirements to access their NHF refund, some of which are the NHF passbook, completed NHF refund application, active account details, among other requirements. Other requirements which are more specific include birth certificate for a contributor who has clocked 60 years of age, employment letter for a contributor who has attained 35 years in service, letter of incapacitation from a hospital for an incapacitated contributor, or death certificate for a deceased contributor.
The first will be his letter of application for repayment of his refund. We have the NHF refund form, which is going to be filled. There's going to be a letter of introduction from his organization and a letter of certification that he has been pulled out of the organization. He submits, if it's 35 years, he will be required to submit his letter of first appointment, which shows us the length of service. And if it's a 60 year, he submits his certificate of birth. Then a bank certification of his account number, either a statement or an introduction letter from the bank as he having the statement. So those are the basic requirements for 35 years or 60. In case of death, the person is no more. So we require certificate of death, letter of next of kin, that's the probate, the court. So those are the additional documentations. Then introduction of the next of kin from the bank, from the contributor's organization, and the certification of his bank account number. That's for death. For incapacitation, we will require a letter of medical incapacitation from a registered or a certified medical practitioner. That's one. And then two, if he has been laid off or is out of service, the letter of disengagement from that agency. So those are the major documentations required in addition to the passbook, which is also supposed to be added to all these categories.
Once these requirements are met, the contributor is required to make submission to an NHF desk officer in his or her office. But in cases where there is no desk officer, the contributor is required to walk into any FMBN office in his or her state of residence.
For ease of coordination or simplicity, for some of the large ministries, department, agencies, or some organized private sector institutions, we usually encourage an NHF desk officer to be created in that agency, who will be adequately informed on how to guide retirees. So that's the usual port of call for applicants.
After submitting the requirement, processing commences, and usually it takes only 30 days to complete the process.
It takes an average of 30 days. That's from submission to payment. That's the average. But in rare cases, as I told you earlier, there has to be reconciliation of the money received. This is a program that may have run for 30 years. So payments have been made on your behalf by your agency. Schedules have been submitted. Postings have been done. Don't forget the early era of manual, where it's handwritten without the automation. So those have to be reconciled. And in cases where we have variance between between what a person is requesting for and what we have, there has to be reconciliation. Payments made, we haven't received, all those are part of the reasons that makes it longer for some isolated cases.
In recent times, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has made frantic efforts to include the informal sector into the scheme. For contributors in this sector, refund is made once they attain 60 years of age.
For those people that are self-employed, that are not in the formal organization, their process is very seamless as well. One, they need to submit a letter to the effect that they are 60 mandatory age, that they will now need to collect the NHF reform form application fee. You understand? Having done that, they now need to submit to us their bank account statement. That's the number 10-digit number. Then equally their bank statement. Then of course the check leaflet to ensure that the account is active. Having done that, then mindful, they need to submit equally what is the NHF passbook showing their details contribution.
Contributors who have benefited from FMBN loans are also entitled to a refund as long as their loans have been fully repaid.
There are two different transactions. Your contribution, which is adding up into the pool of funds, which is refundable, and the loan transaction, which has a cut-off time you pay off. So you are entitled to a refund as long as you've paid off your loans.
From the inception of the National Housing Fund scheme in 1992 to July 2022, a total of 56.150 billion naira has been refunded to 403,502 retirees. This year alone, between January and July 2022, the sum of 5.06 billion naira was paid to 22,404 retirees. The core banking solution, which the FMBN is now deploying, is expected to ease the refund process, such that NHF refund applicants can easily apply from the comfort of their homes by simply scanning their documents and applying for their refund.
Get trained as a mortgage expert, smart property development industry player. Get that full option capacity training center for your individual or organizational needs at the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria FMBN Training Center. Courses are both technical and managerial in mortgage operations, finance, human resources, and ICT, all facilitated by both internal and external mortgage and property industry experts.
We borrow the money from the bank. Every month we're servicing it.
All FMBN courses are approved by the Center for Management Development. Meanwhile, the FMBN Training Center offers 8 training facilities for rentals, 3 seminar rooms of 30 sitting capacities, 2 syndicate rooms of 10 and 12 sitting capacities, 2 conference halls of 108 and 78 sitting capacities, an ICT lab of 38 seats, and a 24/7 power supply. Visit the FMBN Center at number J4 Ali Akilu Road, Kaduna. Email training.school@fmbn.gov.ng or call 0901 280 3484.
Thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining us, the program is Everyone Deserves a Home. Coming up next is the Dream Come True segment. And tonight, we share the story of yet another NHF beneficiary. Stay with us.
I can assure all Nigerians that if you apply, once it is available, you will get.
Definitely the scheme is real.
It's a big testimony to stop paying rent.
Excellent. Seriously excellent. It works and is real.
Omowumi Alabi is a business owner residing in Ogbomoso. She became a home owner by being a member of a cooperative society. She is the happy and proud owner of this 3-bedroom flat at Federal Housing Estate Ibapon, Ogbomoso. She said the facility became hers after the payment of 5% of the entire cost of 8.1 million naira.
I joined the cooperative 2016, and since then we were informed about this. Actually, we were talking about renovation, but when that one was not coming forth, so this place came up. So my chairman just told us that, okay, what about this place? So that is how we just got it. So since 2016, we've been doing that. Because I remember, in fact, when I registered, I paid for a whole year. So the following year we paid as well.
She speaks of the various facilities available for their benefit at the estate.
Like light, water, the road, as you can see, you know, when this environment is beautiful. You know, it was when I was young that I do see, or maybe I used to see street lights. But coming to these environments avails us that opportunity, even for our children, as in, you know, they are not growing up, they've never seen street lights. But coming to these environments, when there is power supply, there's light. You know, if you come to this place in the night, you see the beauty.
According to Omowumi, the opportunity to be one of the beneficiaries of this estate is one that she will treasure forever.
As we speak of today in this community or in this city, this environment, this community is still the best in Ogbomosho. There's no how anybody, you know, when they come around, they see this, so do you have a place that is as beautiful as this in Ogbomosho? So, and I know that even the next one government is going to be better and more beautiful than this one. So just want to, you know, reach out to anyone, you know, that government is working and they have, you know, good plan for the people in terms of housing. So they should come and, you know, take up the opportunity to be a homeowner.
Our question for the week is, can someone who has attained 35 years in service and does not necessarily clock 60 years of age apply for his or her NHF fund?
The law is very specific in saying that the applicants for refund must be 60 years of age, but there is another provision which also says inability to make continuous contributions to the National Housing Fund. So in a case in which somebody has attained 35 years in service but has not attained the age of 60 years, we also make that provision for a refund to that individual because he has attained the maximum working length of time, which is 35 years in service. So in that case, we oblige a request for refund in such cases.
This is where we end this episode of the program. We'll come your way again next week, same time, same station, with another package. Please do well to tune in. You can stop by at any FMBN branch office near you or visit our website at www.fmbn.gov.ng for more information. You can watch other episodes of the program on any of our social media handles showing on your screens. Until then, stay safe and bye for now.